Happy Monday, everyone. So today I want to talk about the problem of intellect in our spiritual knowing. Okay, so here's the story. And this is what inspired me to do the video. I make these videos and I often get male callers, if you will. And oftentimes I guess they're either impressed by my videos, they're impressed by my looks, they're impressed by the delivery in which I give these videos. I don't know. I mean, you know, attraction is attraction, right? And they end up either friending me on Facebook or something like that, or they might email me and they start to communicate. Well, guess what? Almost every time, it always goes wrong, very wrong. And one of the reasons why is because they try to approach me with intellect. So I'll tell you a story about what happened recently. A man contacted me, he watched my videos. I said, great. He expressed in one of his sentences that he did not understand the spiritual world. That was a mystery to him. It was still something he was seeking to understand. Well, after that, he decided to show me in more than 100 lines everything else that he feels he knows and that he is I guess, mastered in. He told me several times how he is very highly intellectual. And I'll just let you guys know this, that there's only 2 times I hear someone say they're highly intellectual. One is when they're also attached with an extreme mental illness, schizophrenia, bipolar, manic depressive, so on and so forth. Or they're a guy in my inbox trying to impress me. So you can imagine I'm not going to be that impressed because I understand intellect and I understand the problem of intellect. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. Well, and I'll use it through this story. And I want you to be very clear. What am I really saying in this story? Let this story be a metaphor for the larger message. So he begins to speak to me, and he speaks in a way that is hard to understand. Yes, I could take the time to decipher what he was saying, but I feel that if you're trying to communicate with me, communicate with me. Don't seek to show how much you know and how much of an obsession you have with a dictionary and a thesaurus to communicate with me. And he's one of these people where you could tell at some point in their life, probably young, they got obsessed with the dictionary and the thesaurus, so much so that he is no longer able to speak in normal sentences. And he was obsessed with alliteration. I mean, and that was hilarious. I stopped actually reading what he was writing and I would just wait for the alliteration parts of it. And it'd be like, the configurus of the cruciferous consideration, contribulation, contributing to our confluence of, I mean, it was just like silly. My favorite one was the nefariousness of niggerdom. He used the word niggerdom, neo-Neanderthalism. I was done. When I saw that, I was done. I was like, this is just too much. And then he would also do things like on my Facebook, he would post on my post, almost as if he was pissing on my post. It was like a dog trying to mark territory, and I would just erase them. I didn't care what they read. I didn't care what he said. I just erased them because I'm just like, no, you're not going to come on my post. Pissing. And so that's what he did. And when it was all said and done, I was just like, huh. This is weird. And so I kept on ignoring and kept on ignoring because he wasn't seeking to communicate. I wasn't, you know, I'm like, this is a waste of my time. And I enjoy communicating with people. And I have plenty of friends who communicate with me on a regular basis. Well, one day I get this message in my inbox and he says, I think you're upset with me. And then he goes on and on about he doesn't believe men are intellectually superior to women. And I'm like, what is he talking about? One, I wasn't upset. To me, he was just a child. And when I look at a man, I expect him to be a man. And if you're a child, acting childish, seeking special attention from me, I ignore it. You know, you're a grown man. Come on, that's ridiculous. You know, I don't even really give attention to my nephew when he does those kinds of things. When he's loud and loud and loud. I wait for him to calm himself, you know? So I'm not going to do that for a grown man. So he said he was upset. He said he thought I was upset. I'm sorry. And so I expressed that no, you're just displaying childlike behavior. That's really not my thing, and I'm not impressed with anything that you're offering. And I wasn't. Of course, he got insulted, and this is what happens. And I want people to be clear. I have received this type of message, or these kinds of guys coming forth from ever since doing these videos several times, and they come in different shapes and sizes, meaning different backgrounds. They can be Christian. They can be, I got Nation of Islam. I think I've got a 5%er one. It does not matter. It's always the same thing. It's this over-intellectualizing themselves so much that they're not able to communicate with me. Okay? And I'm not interested. You know, you can give them a little bit, but that's it. Right? And then that's it. But the funny part is after I said I was unimpressed and that he was being childlike, that was when it always comes out. And this always happens whenever I show, and I guess, a rejection. That's when they get like, well, I didn't think you were that cute anyway. Or, well, I didn't think what you said was so smart anyway. Yeah. Now, he said all that. I think he said something. He said, it wasn't that intellectual. Anyway, like, I wasn't trying to be intellectual. I'm chilling, dude. I'm enjoying my life. It's Facebook. Okay? I'm not looking for love connections on Facebook. But he tried to insult me. And then he tried to say I was childlike. Now, that was the most beautiful thing that he said. And of course, that was him insulting me. And after he did that, he blocked me. He blocked me, everyone. He really blocked me. I loved it. Block me all you want. That's fantastic. You've already given me material for my Monday video, so you've done your job. And that's the other thing. These guys, despite all of this, they often give me a gift. And this Monday video is one gift, but he also gave me a more personal gift. And they always do. There's something deeper and deeper and deeper that they'll give. So as funny and weird as it is, I always understand that when they do come, I just have to wait for the message, because there's always a special message that they come with. And that's even with people who are mentally ill or people who are on drugs. I find that if I listen to them long enough, I'll always get a very special message. Their separation that they have from themselves a lot of times will allow for little things just to slip right on through. So with him, the same thing happened. And so they're always a gift to me. I want that to be clear. They're a big gift. But anyway, he blocked me, and then from there I was like, the problem with intellect. And so this is what it is. If you haven't paid attention, it's a metaphor for many things. The intellect will block you from your spiritual knowing. If you look at him and I, you can almost look at it as masculine, him being the intellectual, being the logical, the analytical, and then me being the spiritual, the chaotic, the unpredictable, the one that it's hard to understand, the person that you must experience, right? And his attempt to experience me, and his attempt to experience the feminine, he was trying to throw intellectual things towards me. Well, in the end, he blocked himself from me. He blocked himself from the experience of me. Well, this is what we do when we are over-intellectual to ourselves. We block our own experience. When we're seeking to analyze, when we're seeking to compartmentalize, putting this here and that here, this is good, this is bad, you know, this is this is that. When we're seeking to make sure everything fits to make sense, we are blocking our own experience of ourselves. When we have our meditative mind, we are always looking to clear out the mind. Because remember, we aren't our mind. We aren't our bodies. We are to be experienced. But when we're overusing our minds, we begin to block ourselves from spiritual knowing and spiritual wisdom. Okay? So I had to make this video 3 times. Why? Because I had to let everything flow out. And now it is flowing out. So looking at that story, I'm letting you guys know the problem of intellect is, and this, you'll see this over and over and over again, is that you begin to block your own progress, you block your own growth, and you block those areas in which you can grow because you're trying to use your intellect to feel as if you know something. No. We are always changing. We are always growing. We are to be experienced. If you never have the words to describe your experience, that's perfectly fine. If there's never a way to express yourself through intellect, be perfectly fine with that. Maybe it'll be done with the way you move or the way you dance. Or maybe it'll be done with the way you sing a song. Who knows? Okay? But I today wanted to bring that forth. That is the problem of intellect. It blocks you from knowing you. And since I make videos about spirituality, I wanted to kind of bring forth why you have to learn to quiet your mind, step away from what you think you know, and just experience. If he had done that, I would have been far more open with him and far more giving. But he didn't know how to do that. He wanted to out-intellectualize me. And that's just silly. All right, happy Monday. Have a great day. And I think I'm going to attach a few of my rants from the previous videos just for kicks. Bye. We are talking about intellect and how smart we all can be in this world. No, I'm talking about the problem of intellect. You know, the complicated conspiracy of the configuration of the Concotucus, and say, well, I didn't think you were that cute anyway. Or I thought what you said was stupid anyway. But he blocked, I think he blocked me, which I love. After he gave me that last good insult, you know, I didn't like you anyway. Yeah, you did. You like me a lot. You're probably watching this video right now. I know the deal. Something that's more impressive is if you can build a house. Show me the house that you designed and built, okay? That's gonna really get me going. I do not care if you like the dictionary, and I do not care if you like the thesaurus. And then to think that you'll be intellectually superior to me, and that is your goal, that isn't cute. They feel as if they want to out-intellectual size me. I think I made that word up, but they'll get off on that. Look at this. Ooh, I'm smart. Ooh, smart. Show me the house that you built. Build a freaking house. A very nice, well-designed house. I don't care about your love of the dictionary, okay? The problem with intellect. The problem with intellect is that guys end up looking very stupid in front of me.